Hey Tiffas, it's Shiipty and welcome back to the channel for another episode of the Soul Food Legacy. Before we get started, I do just want to put out there that I had to take photographs this weekend for a cookout. And let me just tell you, my allergies are in full effect right now. So if I sound different, if I sound nasaled, that is why. I am not sick. It's just allergies. So I apologize if I sound weird. But today, guys, we are here with Kenny and her father because we're going to be staying at his house for the week. Kevin is going to be hosting. He's going to be taking care of everything. We have with us Simone, we have Dominic, we have Isaac, we even have Dominic's daughter, as well as Kenny's best friend, Marissa. But before we hop into today's episode, I of course have to share comment of the day, and believe it or not, I'm going to share all of your comments. So thank you guys so much for all the love and feedback. As you all know, the last episode was a little bit of an emotional one, and that is because we got to really see what was going on with Brooklyn behind closed doors. Now, I know that it does not completely excuse the way that she had acted and how she had treated Simone and her daughter and just other people in general, but I just wanted you all to know that hurt people, you know? And so I think that she's dealing with a lot, but however, she and Kenny are both trying to figure out ways to navigate their sadness and their grief. And so I think that eventually both of them will be in better headspaces. Now, Kenny doesn't act the way that Brooklyn does, but she does feel, you know, the same type of hurt that Brooklyn is feeling. And so that's why they understand each other. So yeah, we are here at Kevin's house. Now, Kevin is in the military, so he does move around quite frequently, but this is one of the many homes that they've lived in. Now, they have just recently moved into this one, so they're still setting it up and getting everything fixed up, but I am going to give you guys a quick tour. This was a shell besides, I think, the kitchen, and I want to say something else, but I decorated it entirely. It did take me a little while because, oh my gosh, this house is huge, but if you guys want to get it for yourself, I will have it linked in the description for you all, so that way you can download it. And I have also updated my preset that I'm using. I'm using the Sierra Pluto preset, which is one of my favorites. So that will also be updated in the description. But this is the exterior of the home. It fits right here perfectly within Brindleton Bay. And I do feel like Kevin has been living here in Brindleton Bay for a while, but it's just taken them a little bit to get everything decorated. Now, Kevin's fiance is Ashley. Ashley actually comes from a very well-off family, but she's also trying to establish herself, but they can't help but like chime in every now and then. And so Ashley does have a Mercedes that her parents have gifted her. And inside this garage, guys, we have a surprise. We actually have Kenny's new car, which is just Ashley's old Lexus. And so she's going to be receiving this later. And I think Kenny is going to be so thrilled because her mom and her dad, you know, together even, they could not afford to get her a new car. So not a Lexus, at least. So this is Ashley's gift to Kenny, and she's also just trying to, you know, show her that she cares about her. She's going to be her new stepmom eventually, and so she just really wanted to gift her something that she could use moving forward. But yeah, this is what the home looks like. Again, we're going to start off here. We're going to do a really quick tour so that way you guys know the layout of the land. And here we have the little entryway. And again, they are still getting everything set up, aka I'm getting everything set up. And over here we have a bathroom. This way, this used to be a full bedroom. So like this was the main bedroom. It had a bathroom and I think like a walk-in closet situation, but I did change it into like this little hallway study nook area instead. This is their first guest bedroom. This is actually where Simone and Dominic are going to be sleeping. Out here out back, we have the party area, which is already set up, so that way I don't have to worry about it. They do have this massive pool. And then over here is their formal dining area. This is their living room, as you guys saw. We have a lot of clutter on the bookshelves, and I'm going to get into this later because Kevin's fiance, Ashley, I've told you guys before, but she has some interesting traits and we're going to get into that shortly. But over here we have the kitchen, which was already furnished when I downloaded this build. And then over here we have the mudroom, which was slightly furnished, but I did change it around quite a bit to fit my playstyle. Coming upstairs, we have this giant hallway area. We have another bathroom. This is the other bedroom. This is probably where Isaac will be sleeping. And then over here, we have Kenny's new room that her dad has set up for her. Kenny was obsessed with strawberries growing up, and I feel like he doesn't see her as much. And so he's like, well, I hope she's still obsessed with strawberries. She is, because obviously she's strawberry gen, but she just thinks they're really cute. And so He got her some new bedding here, and it seems as though Ashley has her fully stocked in case, she starts her cycle here on her birthday week. And then over here, guys, we're going to take note of this bookshelf because this bookshelf has been Kenny's since she was a baby. And I feel like Kevin probably can't let go of all these things. These are memories that he has of his daughter. She doesn't live with him and she doesn't really stay with him very often. And that is, again, because of his job in the military. And so he holds on to these precious things, hoping that eventually, she'll want them. And he also just likes to come in here and reflect on things, Kenny's past and things like that. He's a very emotional father, which I love that about him. But we can see here that we have a picture of Kenny and her dad when they were younger. This is him at Kenny's ballet recital after he had gotten home from base. And then down here, we also have a picture of Kenny and her father when he took her on vacation to the beach. And so we have here a lot of trophies. Maybe this little solar hula dancer is from their trip to the beach, I imagine. We have some trophies from just dance, cheerleading, things like that over the years. We also have Kenny's stuffed bear that he got her because, again, she was in dance. And then we have just her old dollhouse, things like that. So I really just love the overall vibe of this room and how nostalgic it feels. And this little tree light, she's had it for a very long time too. So he did bring that over as well. But yeah, this room, again, it's still kind of empty feeling, but I wanted that to portray the state of the house and that they just moved in. Kenny does also have her own bathroom attached to this room, so I think the girls are really going to appreciate that. Coming over here, we have Ashley and Kevin's room. She does not like a lot of clutter. She actually loves things pretty minimal. She wants to keep it very organized. She hates mess and she just hates unorganized things. And that's why the bookshelf downstairs gives her a little bit of a headache. But it is Kevin's stuff. He loves to read. He loves to play board games. And so those are all his things. And when you're married, you do have to compromise. And so she lets him have his messy bookshelf. But then over here, we have their bathroom. It does have an archway, which I have been loving lately, giving bathrooms archways and just having a more open concept feel. They do have a double sink, a bathtub, and a shower. So I'd say that their room is probably the nicest. This is why they took the upstairs versus the downstairs. And also they get this nice, huge outdoor balcony situation. But yeah, that was just a really quick tour of the house. And now Kevin has been spending all morning getting things ready. He knows that Kenny's favorite is the full fry up. And so he has been in here cooking. My dad, personally, he cooks all the time and his food is a chef's kiss. I love it so much. But, he's like, hey, baby, I got you some food ready. Y'all need to come in here and grab a plate. He made some orange juice, freshly squeezed. He's got some cereal out here. And Ashley, she is probably freaking out right now internally. She's happy because, she loves a full house and things like that. But Ashley, oh my gosh, guys, her personality, I think, is mostly because of her parents and how strict they were. But she really just struggles with having a lot of people around. If we take a look here at her traits, we can see that she's socially awkward and she's paranoid. She's also a perfectionist. So these all can very much so get in the way of her having a social life. And also somebody made it a point to say that because Kevin is in the military, there's a chance that they were probably in Strangerville and maybe seeing all those strange people out in her front yard probably freaked her out. I thought it was a little funny, but definitely something to consider. But as you can see here, she is already having a scared paranoid trait, but they go away really quickly, guys. I'm telling you, like, her personality is so much like a light switch. I've never dealt with a sim with all of these. But we are just getting everybody set up. I love how Isaac is just walking through the house. He's like, oh my gosh, babe, your dad's pool is huge. Have you seen it? And she's like, yeah, of course. He's my dad. He sent me pictures before. She's like, that's why I wanted to come here. Because, the pool's huge. Now, a lot of you guys didn't get to see it, but I want to show you all now. Isaac, you're in the way. Excuse me. But this is Kenny's promise ring. I actually found it on, I think it's the TheSimsResource, but it's a really cute, dainty ring. It doesn't look like an engagement ring. In my opinion, I feel like it really does look like a promise ring. And she chose to wear it on her wedding band finger, which I feel like a lot of people do when it comes to promise rings. So she has that there sporting, and oh my gosh, I would lie and say that Kevin did not take note of it, but he sure did. He saw that ring and he is feeling a little sad. He's probably thinking, oh my gosh, my baby's growing up, but also he wants to have a chat with Isaac because I'm sorry, we haven't even officially met. What do you mean? Sorry, guys, I had to get Isaac dressed because it was really just breaking the mood that I had set up. But he introduces himself to Kevin and he says, "Hi, it's so nice to meet you officially." And, without all the loud noises and distractions. But my name's Isaac. I'm Kitty's boyfriend. And he goes, "Well, I just find it funny that you haven't, introduced yourself to me prior or pulled me aside." And he's really just, showing his teeth a little bit. He's just trying to make Isaac feel a little bit of pressure. Kevin's not a mean guy for any reason. He just really wants him to know, like, hey, I'm Kenny's dad. Treat my daughter right. And another person in the room that Kevin wants to get to know. Y'all said that y'all wanted the tea, y'all wanted the scoop, y'all wanted it all. But yes, Dominic, the other man. Now, it is not necessarily because Kevin is still in love with, his ex-wife or anything, but he definitely wants to know who's around his daughter and who's going to be staying in his house here. So I think that it's time that we officially meet Dominic. I wish there was more of like a stern introduction or like a standoffish introduction. I don't want to give him a rude one, but we'll just do like a howdy introduction or something like that. And just gonna say, "Hey, what's up, Dominic? It's good to meet you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Now they have met in the past, but he just really wants to get to know who he is, and he doesn't want to come off strong, but at the same time he does. He just wants him to know, like, hey, me and my wife are not together anymore. We're divorced, obviously, but if they ever need anything, I'm definitely there for them. So just know that I'm always going to be in the picture. Oh my gosh, Dominic is asking him about the military. I love that. So he's taking a step forward to also get to know Kevin, because I think that Dominic, he's a father too. He understands. He would want to get to know the other person. If there was a chance for his daughter to have a stepfather, he would definitely want to get to know him. And so he's just talking to him. They're just chatting, making small talk. So we'll just let them talk a little bit. But I do want to check in on Kenny and see how things are going. She's in here. Oh my gosh. It's like they're having a whole meeting. And Simone is like, "Isaac, do not worry about Kenny's dad. He is such a softie. He's just trying to show his teeth a little bit and make you make you a little uncomfortable, but do not worry about him." And Kenny's like, "Yeah, my dad, he can be like that sometimes." And Isaac's like, "Yeah, I just hope I don't, get in trouble or anything. I don't want him to think that, I'm trying to take his daughter, but and they all just start laughing. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, Isaac, you're going too far." But now Simone and Kenny are having a chat. And she's like, "So are you going to be okay staying here with dad and Dominic and everything? Like, it's not weird?" And someone's like, "No, baby, it's not weird. Your dad and I, we are such good friends, and we buried that a long time ago. And, Dominic's going to be a part of the family soon. He's going to be moving in. And so we all need to get together." But I think that Kenny's going to excuse herself. We need to go to the restroom. So let me see. Everybody's suitcases are just here in the floor. So I'm going to help them out a little bit and get things organized really fast. So all the teens are out back just playing in the pool and also sunbathing. We have Brooklyn over here just trying to get some tanning on. And she has just been kind of saying to herself, because she is still getting used to the friend group. She's still trying to fit in, especially after her history and her past of how she's been to other people. But, I do feel like Kenny's looking over there and she's like, "When will she get in the water with us?" And, she might make a joke to her and tell her to come play with her or come get in soon. And she'll probably join in eventually. But yeah, we're just out here having a good time. I think that Kenny wants to interact with Isaac. So let's see what she wants to do. "Isaac, you're not going to football. We're not going to cheerleading or football or anything. This is the week before graduation." I even made it a point to make it a holiday so no one went anywhere. I love that Simone came out here and joined us as well. She was in the bedroom taking a nap because we all know Simone's pregnant. And so she needed a quick nap really fast, but I think that she wanted to make sure that she enjoyed her time here as well. So she woke up and came out here and joined us. But isn't this just the cutest? This is such a fun little family summer break right before graduation. And we have Kevin over here grilling some barbecue ribs, I think. And Dominic is also coming out here to join. Oh my gosh, our blended family. I love this. I do miss the days so much in the previous Sim franchises where we could actually play pool games. I think that there was like Marco Polo and a few other things, because right now there's just not much to really do in the pool except for, do back floats and jump from the diving board and everything. But I think that maybe Kevin probably wants to chat with Kenny for a little bit, and he says, "Hey, baby, do you mind if we take a walk, go to the beach or something, just you and me, so we can just chat and have a moment together?" And she goes, "Yeah, dad, sure. What's up?" And he goes, "Oh, nothing. I just want to have a moment with you, if that's okay." Now, the whole reason he wants to do this is because he wants to really, one, talk about college. He wants to talk about Kenny's birthday coming up and just see where she's at. And also, y'all don't think he didn't peep that that ring on her finger? He sure did. And so he wants to talk to her about the seriousness of her relationship with Isaac and, just kind of give her some advice and things like that. But he has already made the barbecue ribs, so everyone is helping themselves and grabbing them something to eat. And Kenny says, yeah, Dad, let me just go upstairs and get dressed really quickly and then we can head out to the beach. So Kenny and her dad got to the beach not too long ago, and he has just been talking to her about college and making sure she has everything she needs, whether that be money, supplies, anything. And she says, yeah, Dad, actually Grandma left me like 6,000 simoleons, which I thought was so crazy, but yeah, I think I should be good. And he mentions, well, I have benefits from the military and everything, so if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate. And she goes, I won't, Dad. I know that you got my back, and if I ever need anything, you and Ashley are there for me, so don't stress it too bad. And she's like, come out and see me if you can. And he goes, oh, I'm definitely going to come out and see you, baby. Don't worry. And I do think in this moment, he's probably going to get a little sentimental with her because, like I said, he wants to let her know that she's his baby and he can't believe she's growing up. Now, he did just have a thought bubble about a car. And so he's probably just asking her, hey, did you and your mom pick out a car yet? Are you able to get one? And she's like, are you serious? Mom, get me a car? No. I'm to be coming off strong or anything like that. It's just, you're my baby and I worry about you. And I just want things to work out for you. You get a good job, you take care of yourself and get your own house and everything. And she goes, well, Dad, yeah, that's the whole plan. That's what I'm trying to do. And I want to do that with Isaac. I want to have a future with him. And I think that you'll really like him if you get to know him, Dad. You just have to talk to him and you'll see. He's a good guy. And he goes, yeah, okay, Kenny. Well, you set something up and we'll all go out together. And she goes, Dad, well, just don't make it awkward, okay? He's already so nervous. You scared him so bad earlier that he was freaking out in the laundry room with me and Mom. And she's like, I don't want him to leave me because you scare him. Now, I don't think she's actually crying. I think she's just trying to make a joke and stuff. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, baby. I don't want to ruin your birthday weekend or anything like that. I just want to let him know that, you're my little girl. You mean everything to me. And she goes, I know, Dad. I know. I love you too. Don't worry, though. Isaac's a really good guy. Now, I think the last thing he would want to do is, obviously, give her the woohoo talk. Now, it might seem a little late, and I'm sure Simone has already beat him to this, but he still just wants to make it a point to let her know, hey, I don't want to make things awkward, but can you try to be careful, birds and the bees, that kind of thing. I haven't even had to have this conversation with a parent before. My mom never talked to me like this. And then also, like, my kids are, well, definitely like 4 and under. So I don't really know how these conversations go. But if you have had the woohoo talk, or if your parents have given you the woohoo talk, is it awkward? Was it awkward for you? Because Kenny is definitely feeling the awkwardness right now. He's like, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you're safe. And she's like, Dad, yeah, Kenny just had her first experience understanding a positive or resilient romantic outlook. With enough of these kinds of experiences, Sims can develop the romantic sage trait. As Kenny is still in her impressionable formative years, this trait will be easier for her to develop, assuming she will continue to gain positive impressions of romance from other Sims or her own research and experiences. Oh, I love that because it actually fits Kenny's journey that we're going to be doing for Gen 2. So that makes me really happy that she kind of got a little bit of an insight on that. I feel like Simone probably hasn't talked to her about something like this. And that's probably mostly because Kenny has been there with her through all of it. And so I don't think that Simone feels the need to discuss those things with her. But where Kevin, he doesn't get to see Kenny as much. He just wants to make sure that she understands what love is, what it looks like, and how to know when you truly are in love. But she's like, well, Dad, is it okay if we head back to the house? It's getting a little late, and I think you made your point. And he's feeling so good after this. He's like, yeah, I think that, I was able to talk to you about what I wanted to talk about. Just let that kid know that, your dad's always going to be watching. And she's just like, okay, I'm like so over this right now. Can we just end this conversation? And he's like, yeah, baby, I'm sorry this was so awkward. Just, yeah, I love you. She's like, I love you too, Dad. So it is officially the next day, and Simone is starting off this morning by making her some coffee. She cannot believe how fancy this coffee machine is. She would never pay this much for a coffee machine personally, but she is enjoying all of its fine qualities and perks. And it seems as though Kevin has smelled the coffee and he's coming down here to grab a drink as well. But he knows this coffee anywhere. He has smelled it for years prior and he knew exactly who was down here making coffee. And she's like, "Oh, I see you still like the coffee." And he's like, "Yeah, of course." It's like, I got so used to drinking it that, it's my favorite now. And she goes, "Yeah, life was crazy when we were living together." She talks about how, things were good back then and makes a joke and says our whole relationship failed because you were in the military. And Kevin's like, "No, it wasn't my fault, the military's fault. We just weren't compatible anymore." And she's like, "You know what? You're right." She's like, "There were so many days where you just ruined my day." And she's like, "Nothing against you." She's like, "I just don't think that we were clicking anymore." And I feel like, they're just talking just to talk. But Dominic is coming in, and anyone hearing this conversation between these two would probably be like, "Oh, that's a bit weird. Why do they talk like that?" Or "Why are they bringing up the past?" That kind of thing. But Simone doesn't see Kevin as often, and so she doesn't really know what to talk about with him besides their kid and their past. So she's just kind of like making conversation right now. And I feel like Kevin's doing the same thing. But they are just sitting here talking, and I feel like Dominic wanted to give them their space. He didn't want to intrude on their conversation because it seems as though they're talking about Kenny, with all her moving out and everything to college and what they want to do today. Now, Kenny's birthday is actually Wednesday, but the two of them are thinking about hosting the party today. That way she's able to do what she wants with her friends and everything. Simone offers to cook, but Kevin actually says, "Hey, I was planning on throwing something on the grill. I actually enjoy cooking now. It's just kind of like a pastime for me." And Simone's like, "Oh my gosh, you cooking? Oh, that's a scary thought." She's like, "You were always outside. I never saw you in the kitchen." And he's like, "Well, that's kind of where I live now. I really enjoy being in the kitchen." And he just made a romantic compliment, guys. And I feel like Dominic probably heard that. Oh my gosh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I imagine it wasn't anything crazy because they're not about to throw a wrench in my relationship. No, because the Sims wants to be messy. But maybe Kevin was like, "Oh, well, my cooking's definitely still not as good as your cooking. Your cooking is the best. I've like you should have started your own cookbook and everything like that." And someone's like, "Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it." She's like, "I'm sure your cooking's good. Don't worry." But she probably makes a joke and she says, "Well, I definitely would make a lot of money if I started my own cookbook." He's like, you should." But she just wants to come in here and chat with Dominic now that that conversation is over. I do, however, want to show this to you guys because she does feel a little bad for receiving that compliment. Even though I don't think it was anything serious, it says Simone feels awful about breaking her partner's romantic boundaries. Now, coming over to Dominic, he didn't even hear anything. And so I don't think that he's thinking that Simone was trying to advance with Kevin. Simone definitely wasn't trying to do that, but she just wants to come in here and give her man some love and to just show him that he's appreciated. And what that was nothing. And so she's like, "Good morning, baby." He's like, "Good morning, beautiful." He's like, "Did you sleep good?" She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah. I always sleep good when you're next to me." And Kevin, I think that we should probably get started on doing some stuff, maybe even make some breakfast. So let's check and see what we're able to cook here at his house. It seems like he can make pretty much the same things that we can make at Simone's, but let me actually get the other recipe book and see if we can make something different. So Kevin officially decided what he wanted to make for breakfast, and so he is making egg, bacon, cheese toast, and that actually sounds delicious right now because I haven't ate yet. But we are going to be whipping this up for everybody in the house. I think everyone's starting to wake up, and Kenny herself is awake now along with her friends. And I think that we're just going to get some showers in order, get the day started, because again, we are going to be having Kenny's birthday party today, which is super exciting. So after our friend is done in the bathroom, oh, you know what? We don't have to do it in there. Let's actually come in here and brush our teeth. And I'm also going to get Ashley to wake up because I need to get her to pay the bills, because how embarrassing would that be to have all these people in your house and the lights get shut off? And so we're going to go ahead and handle that. And yeah, it seems like everybody in the house is awake. So we'll just get everyone set up. Oh my gosh. Brooklyn standing in front of the mirror and checking herself out is such a mood. Like I could see that. But yeah, we'll just check in and see how everyone's doing. Kenny just finished in here, so I do know that she is aware of her dad's schedule and that this man makes breakfast early in the morning. So she already knows that there's something down here waiting for her. And these breakfast sandwiches look amazing. And so we're going to have Kenny grab one of those. And I think that will also get everybody else. Oh, wait. I think everyone else is pretty much full except for Kenny. Oh, Ashley's hungry. Yeah, Ashley's probably used to breakfast too. So she'll come down here and grab some as well. I feel like Kenny would definitely come over here and sit next to her boo boo. And so she's just sitting next to Isaac. And oh my gosh, Isaac is so stressed out. Do you guys see this? He's having breakouts. And I feel like Isaac's skin is always so beautiful and glowing. He never has any kind of blemishes, but he's probably super, super stressed. Being here at Kenny's dad's house has just made him so anxious. But we have to take care of this dog. So I think honestly, I am gonna get Kevin to come in here and handle all of that because Ashley is still, waking up this morning. Even though that's her dog, he still loves this little thing and he wants to help out as much as he can. Chester is the dog's name, by the way, guys. I forgot to tell you. But Isaac just talks to Kenny. He's like, "Did you sleep good, babe?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Did you sleep good?" And he's like, "Oh, just stressed out about all this college stuff and graduation and things." And for those of you who don't know, since Isaac is trying to play football professionally, he actually goes to college a lot sooner than Kenny and all the other students would. And that is because they do a lot of practicing and things like that, getting all the kids ready for college football and things of that nature. And so she's like, "Well, you're going to go away to college soon." He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "That's got me stressed out too." And she's like, "You're going to do great, babe. Don't worry." And he's telling her, "I know that I have potential, but I don't know about great. I don't know about great, babe. But thank you so much for always being there to uplift me and everything." But Kevin's going to get dressed because he wants to come down here and hurry up and get started on everything. It does take a while to get everything prepped. And so he just wants to get started really early. And also, being outside on the grill in the heat will make anybody exhausted. And so let's come in here and start making some of this food. I know that we just made breakfast, but again, it takes forever to get all this done. So we're just going to go ahead and start this. And Simone said she would handle the cake, but it seems as though she's out here handling other things, that being Dominic himself. She is so giddy. Look at all these pink boxes down here. It's not something that's super time consuming, but I do think I want to make this an option on the table as well. And so Kevin is just getting out some watermelon to cut up to just have as like a sweet, healthy treat on the side. It looks delicious. I can't wait. I hope that everybody appreciates the spread and everything. Now, Ashley, poor Ashley, she's still just hanging out. Everyone's in their pajamas. So let me get everybody caught up to speed and we'll start this party. So everyone has their assigned roles here for the party today. And oh my gosh, do y'all see how extra Ashley dressed up? I love it though. So Ashley wants to come in here and help out Simone in the kitchen. Again, she does not bake anything. She finds baking to be a little bit too precise and she likes to kind of season with her heart. And so baking, you can't really do that too often. It's you have to go step by step. If you even mess up just the slightest, it's going to ruin the whole thing. Like one measurement can be off and it's destroyed. And so she's leading this up to Simone, but she says, "Wow, it smells so good in here. And, I just wanted to come in here and help out if you needed any help, if you want me to clean up after you and everything, I can do that." And this is also Ashley's way of having control over the situation. Again, because of her personality, I do feel like she would probably hover a little bit. And Simone's like, "Oh, no, I got it. But yeah, if you want to help out with cooking, you can." And she goes, "Okay, that sounds fun, actually. Yeah, I would love to do that." And so she is just chatting with her and she goes, "So is this Kenny's favorite recipe?" I would probably have ruined her day if I would have tried to make anything. And she's like, "Oh no, I'm sure you do fine. Like, don't stress it." But she does say, "Yeah, this is Kenny's favorite cake. I've been making it for her since she was a kid." And she goes, "Oh, is it strawberry too? Like, I know that she really enjoys the strawberry flavors. And, I think her dad even said that she had strawberry cupcakes for one birthday one year." She's like, "Did you make those too?" I feel like Ashley, she's probably a chatterbox, but she does it because she's nervous and she really just wants to be accepted in the room. But she does ask about Kenny going away to college and how Simone is feeling. And Simone says, "Well, I feel pretty good. I think that she's going to make some really great friends, some memories, and also just a great experience overall." And Ashley says, "Yeah, I really liked college. I went to Brightchester too, but there was a lot of stuck up kids there. I felt kind of weird because I didn't really fit in with them. My parents, they have money, but," and then Simone's like, "Oh my gosh." And Ashley mentions that she picked up some candles from the store for Kenny the other day. And so she's just going to add those on there. and I think they look cute, but it seems that Kenny is asking some advice from somebody. Feeling forlorn, no one likes me, no one will ever like me. Why bother with anything anymore? Who said that? Kenny? No, I feel like she's talking to her dad, so I'm gonna say, people like you, look around. And that increases her responsibility and her impact decreases. Oh my gosh. But yeah, she was talking to her dad. I think that she probably was feeling a little upset. But what is going on out here? Y'all, I'm speechless because what is this? Oh my gosh. Kevin's like, baby, cheer up. Have fun. You know, I want you to have a good time. Does he like, oh, sure. Not Isaac over here taking over the whole room with his love for alternative music and dancing preference. Oh, what happened? Guys, it seems as though Kevin doesn't like the loud music, but I'm just going to chop this up as the fact that he did not like Isaac kissing on his daughter like that. And he might have to have a little chat with him real quick. Kitty is just feeling the music, vibing with her man, and wanted to, you know, share a little kiss and little romantic moment with him. But we're gonna have a chat with Isaac because Kevin's like, nah. So he'll come over here and he wants to educate him on, I think I picked romantic something, but it's just him saying, hey, you know, please take care of my daughter. Like, I know that you're young and everything like that, and I know how young guys can be, or just young people in general. And he's like, oh, in Priestess change, no, he's not unflirty. He's just trying to educate Isaac. Isaac's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Kevin. And he's like, no, don't call me Mr. Kevin. Call me Mr. Stuff. Call me Mr. Stuff. Kevin said, I ain't playing none with this little kid. Like, you better talk to me right. He's like, I thought that conversation yesterday was good for him, but I guess it wasn't because he over here showing himself. But I love how Ashley and Simone are just dancing together. She's like, girl, you remember the song from back in the day? She's like, yeah, I do, girl. This is good. It's just a vibe. Oh my goodness. Now, it's kind of chaotic, so y'all forgive me if I start to get nervous and mess the storyline up, but it's just a lot going on here. It's a lot going on. Oh man. Kevin's like, Kenny, please stop that. And oh, it seems as though Isaac actually learned something from Kevin. It says Isaac just had his first experience understanding a positive, resilient, romantic outlook. I think this is the same thing that we got with Kenny on the beach. And so it seems as though Kevin is giving him the same exact talk that he gave Kenny on the beach. And he's like, listen, the birds and the bees and please be careful with my daughter. I'm watching you. Y'all need to not move so fast. Take your time. I see that ring on her finger. Please slow it down. Kevin. Oh. Simone's like, it's chill. It's chill, Kevin. Like, it's fine. Like, Simone is okay with the whole thing because she sees how good Isaac is. Now, that one night where Isaac snuck over to the house, that's another story. She was a little upset about that. But other than that, she knows he's a good kid. Kevin just doesn't really get to see them as often. But we do have the food ready over here. We have, I think it's, yeah, barbecue chicken. We've got some mushroom steak, and then we've got the watermelon and, of course, the cake inside. And so I think that we are going to call everyone to the meal because we really need to get this party started. It's already 4 o'clock, and this town, even though it's so beautiful, I feel like they probably all go to bed, or they have like a noise ordinance type deal where you can't make a lot of noise after a certain hour. I just feel like Brindleton Bay would be that town to do something like that. And so everyone is just grabbing them a bite to eat. And I love how she held her pose there at the end. Everyone's going to come over here and grab a bite to eat and just sit down and enjoy each other's time. Then we'll get into Kenny's birthday presents and everything like that. And I think the car in the garage is going to be the one that gets her probably the most. But I'm not here to outdo anybody. I feel like that's what Kevin would say. But he definitely just wants to make sure his daughter gets exactly what she wants. Everything is going really well. Kenny's enjoying the menu and the food that her dad prepared. But it seems as though Ashley is starting to get a little bit anxious, a little overwhelmed, and she's just feeling the pressure now. As you all can see, in the back of her mind, she is wondering, what are they talking about? Paranoid Sims don't like being around others that are whispering. What are they talking about? Are they talking about me? And look at her. Look. Can we? She's watching Isaac for Kevin. Put some respect on Ashley's name. She's like, I got my man. I got him. Because, like, what are y'all doing over here? Why he looking at her like that? Like, stop. I absolutely love Ashley. Oh, she's like, oh my gosh, Kevin is not gonna like that. But I think that we are just about getting ready to do the cake, and Kenny's walking over and she's like, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for everything. It's so pretty out here. But she says, I haven't been to my dad's house in such a long time to have a party, and so this is really nice. But she mentions maybe they should take a trip. And I feel like Brooklyn's even like, oh my gosh, your dad being in the military, you get so many good benefits and everything. She's like, look at this. They can change location all the time. And in the back of Kenny's head, she's like, that's not always a good thing. You know, sometimes I don't like that he changes location so often. But I do feel like we should go ahead and break up these serious conversations because this is supposed to be a day of fun, right? Kenny's supposed to be celebrating her birthday. And so we now have the cake out here. Hopefully she's able to actually reach it. Yes, she can. And I want everyone to come out here for Kitty's birthday. And so let's get everyone assembled at the table. Okay, everybody, get your phones out because Kenny is about to blow out her candles. She stands up and she goes to make her wish. She's like, what exactly do I even wish for at this point in time? She is so unsure, but she's really thinking about it. I want you guys to comment down below and tell me what you think Kenny wished for her birthday. Do you think it was related to Isaac, college, her future? Like, what do you all think that Kenny wished for today? But after deciding on what she wanted to wish for, Kenny stands up and she blows out her candles. And look at her dad. He is so happy. He's like, oh my gosh, I haven't had my daughter here at my house to have a birthday party in such a long time. And I do feel like this is probably very, very memorable, special, and just overall the best day he's ever had. But look at how hype everyone is for her. Even B's like, oh my gosh, congratulations, Kenny. Future sister-in-law, future stepsister, sister-in-law. But now that she is aged up, we of course are going to pick the next trait that is required for Gen 2. So the required traits are romantic, perfectionist, and family oriented. And honestly, I do feel like these fit Kenny's personality because she probably is a hopeless romantic. She's watched her mom find love again. She has the perfect high school boyfriend that she's going to go to college and stay with. And then she's also a perfectionist in the sense of, I feel like Kenny wants her life to go a certain way. She wants things laid out the way that she's always planned for them to be. And she wants to follow that order. And then being family oriented, she comes from a very strong family that really enjoys being around each other and how it's so important to her herself because she wants to also replicate that in her adult life. And like I said, her family's just wonderful. And so, yeah, I feel like all of these traits 100% fit her. And then having this one come in last as her final trait is even more fitting. Now for Kenny's aspiration, there is an aspiration that we're supposed to choose for this generation. But as of right now, I'm going to choose the academic aspiration. And that is simply because she's going away to university. So I do feel like at this point in time, that is her goal. That is what she wants to achieve. But with things that are going to happen in her future, it will definitely change and shift into what it's supposed to be for this generation. So for right now, we're going to choose academic. And I think that Kenny's outlook looks pretty good. Oh my gosh, she's aged up. Stop. I'm so excited. Now with her aging up, we also get the graduation pop-up. And this just says, congrats, grad. Kenny has successfully completed high school. She can venture forth in the world with her head high and doors open. Her future awaits, which, oh my God, is so exciting. Stop it. I'm so excited. We also have the other pop-ups that come over here. And it says that some people have even sent Kenny a birthday gift. Red sent a birthday gift in the mail and Ashlyn sent a birthday gift in the mail. We also see it says entering adulthood comes with big changes for any sim. Kenny's previous relationship dynamics have fallen away as her perspective of the world broadens. Now, this means that we just have to get her and Isaac back in a relationship because they did end things because he is still a teen and she is a young adult, which I don't have to explain that. You already know like why that relationship would end, but we're going to age him up and age up all her friends here as well so they can all graduate together. And so Kenny and her man can be back in a relationship. And then of course we have the graduation pop-up, which just says, congratulations, your sim has officially graduated from high school. Your sim will be able to attend a graduation ceremony that will be scheduled on their calendar in the coming days. With the skills built in high school, there are great opportunities for joining an exciting career. my gosh, guys, y'all, I'm so pumped. One has officially aged up into young adults. It's just so crazy to think we have a room full of just 18-year-olds at this point in time. Everyone's really excited to be able to age up and, go off and experience new things in their life. And oh my gosh, look at that big old chunk of cake that he took. Stop. I hope there's enough cake for everyone. How big is this cake? These slices are huge and I'm kind of jealous because they look delicious. But this is so wonderful. Kenny's just checking her social media. She's probably sharing all the pictures that she took. And she's like, wow, I had such a good time today. Thank you again, Dad. I appreciate it all. And he's like, of course, baby, anything for you. And he tells her that it's not over yet. He has a gift for her and it's outside in the front. So everyone came out here to look at the birthday present, and honestly, I didn't want this, but it happened anyway. But Brooklyn goes, "Oh, your dad got money. Look at this. You got a new car." She said, "And it's a Lexus, girl. Come on." Kids would love to have a Lexus as their first car. She goes, "It's such a nice car, and look, it looks brand new." But even though the car is Ashley's old car, Brooklyn still congratulates her. She's like, "It still looks brand new. I think you really lucked out. This is a nice car." But now that everyone's left the garage, Brooklyn suggests that they should all go out and do something fun. She's like, "We should sneak out, get into something. I can like text some people, see if there's any parties going on." And Kenny's like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun. We should go." But Marissa had said, "I don't think it's a good idea." And Kenny's like, "No, I want to do something for my birthday." And Brooklyn's like, "See, we need to do something fun." And Marissa's like, "What about your dad? Your dad doesn't like for you to like sneak out and stuff like that. And I don't want to get in trouble." Now, the dynamic here is very different. We have Brooklyn, who she's not a bad sim, but she does enjoy going to parties and having a good time and just, enjoying herself and enjoying her youth. Kenny, she's kind of in the middle. She really enjoys doing things like that, but she also understands like the responsibility and aspects of like, if I do this, I will get in trouble. Whereas Marissa is very much to the book. Marissa does not want to break the rules. She does not want to disobey her parents. And she's probably the friend that Kenny's mom really loves because she's so level-headed. And she just doesn't know how much Brooklyn likes to sneak out and do those things. So she's going to find out very soon. But yeah, Marissa's like, "No, I don't think it's a good idea. I think that we should probably not sneak out, because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want you to get in trouble either, Kenny." But they're not going to listen to her, of course. And Brooklyn heads straight to her phone and she's checking it out. She's like, "Well, if you don't want to go, you can stay here." And Kenny's like, "Oh, I wanted her to go." Kenny's kind of staying out of it right now because she doesn't want to say the wrong thing. But she's like, "Hey, she's my best friend. I kind of want her there. So she needs to come." And Brooklyn's like, "All right, if you insist." But everyone has gone upstairs to get dressed. And Brooklyn is just scrolling social media to see if she can find a party nearby. But Marissa and Kenny are coming up here. And I feel like Marissa is going to try one last time to try and convince Kenny that this is a bad idea and that they shouldn't go out. But Kenny is already so excited. She packed this dress because she was really hoping that she could do something fun for her birthday. And this is what it looks like, guys. She is just embracing young adulthood and being independent and everything. And so I think that she really just wants to have a good time. But Kenny says to Marissa, "Are you going to get dressed?" And she goes, "Kenny, I really don't think this is a good idea. Like, what if your dad wakes up? You know that he's in the military and he can be really scary when he's upset. And if he finds out that we snuck out just based off of his video camera footage here, we're going to be in trouble. And that's not good." And Kenny's like, "Come on, just relax. We're just going to sneak out for a little bit. It's not going to be long. We'll come back and it's just for us to go have some fun. This town, there's not really much to do. And I really want to drive my new car. Like, come on, Marissa, I really want you there." She's like, "Fine, I guess I'll go." And so we're going to find an outfit for her too. I don't really think I have too many options packed for her, but she does have this little simple outfit that we have here. So she'll probably throw on this dress and call it a night. Now, Brooklyn, we have to get her dressed as well because everyone else is ready. And she has some good news. She actually found a party nearby. So they're going to go check that out. But Brooklyn's just going to let her hair down and put on this really cute outfit that she packed in her bag. Because let me tell y'all, Brooklyn, wherever she goes, she's going to find a party to attend and something to do. But she is going to come over here and I feel like she's just going to ask them, "Hey, y'all ready to go?" Ooh, yeah, talk about past parties. And I love how Marissa's like, "I'm just going to get a book and just chill." But yeah, are you guys ready to go? I found this party nearby. We can definitely sneak out and make it in time. And Kenny's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." And she's like, "Okay, have you ever done this kind of thing? Have you ever snuck out or do you know like the code and stuff? And you got to get some hangover food too. So not only is she talking about going to a party, but Brooklyn's hoping to get her some liquor in her too. So y'all, this is not good. This is not good at all, because underage drinking, that's a lot of trouble to get into. That's a lot of trouble to get into. So the girls are getting hype and they're coming downstairs, and it seems as though Marissa is just not feeling this at all. She's even like, oh my gosh, I should have just said I didn't want to get dressed. But he addresses her and he says, Kenny, where are you going? You look like you're going out. And she goes, yeah, we are going out. You want to come too? And he's like, Kenny, we're not supposed to be sneaking out. And she's like, yeah, but it's my birthday, Isaac. I'm officially 18 and it's actually my birthday now. Like, I know that you're scared of my dad because he was in the military, but I promise you he won't know that we're gone. And Isaac's like, he just wants to impress Kevin. He doesn't want to make a bad impression. He's like, but I've done so good with your dad. I don't want to ruin any of that. And she's like, come on, he's not going to find out. And plus I want you there, babe. So can you please get dressed and come out with us? And I feel like Brooklyn's probably just side-eyeing this. She's like, this is so unnecessary. Can you just go out without him? But she's like, hurry up, because I want to be able to, you know, get back. You know, my dad wakes up early in the morning for his coffee. And she's like, come on, Isaac, let's go. You're keeping your girl waiting. Like, just get dressed. And he's like, fine, I'll go get dressed. So Isaac and them ended up coming to the club instead, because the party they were going to actually got stopped by the police. And so they're just out here having a good time. Kenny is just dancing with Isaac and Brooklyn's over here doing her own thing. But I wanted to show you guys really quickly, because Marissa is just not here for this at all. She is just sitting at the table wishing that she was at home with her book. Like, Marissa's a vibe too. Like, she's just a different vibe, because as y'all can see, it says that she wants to analyze her book. I mean, she does want to dance, but I feel like she can't really enjoy herself because she's so stressed out about getting in trouble back at home. Because it is 5:30. They weren't even supposed to be out here this late, but they're out here this late and the sun's about to come up, and Kenny really is just enjoying her birthday and making the most of it. But I'm telling y'all, like, I have a feeling she's gonna get in trouble. But Kenny just wants to come over here and check on her best friend, and she's like, are you okay? And she says to her, well, Kenny, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. We were only supposed to be out here till 3. Your dad's gonna be up soon. Don't you think that we should stop all this and head home now? Like, she goes, I don't have any text messages from anybody yet, so no, I think that we're fine. I don't think that we need to go home just yet. And Marissa's like, well, Kenny, I really think that we should. I don't think that we should do this anymore. She's like, girl, loosen up. Come on now. She's like, have fun. And she's like, Kenny, she said, I haven't even seen you dance tonight. Can you please get up and dance with us? Please, just have some fun. And she's like, ugh, I don't know. She goes, come on, you're being so stiff. Everybody here is having a good time. Just come and dance with us. But Marissa's pretty tough. She doesn't give in to peer pressure or anything. But Kenny just walks away because she sees nothing is coming from that. And she comes over here and starts dancing as well, because this is her birthday. She wants to have a good time. Even though it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning, she wants to have a good time. The nightclub kicked everyone out, and Kenny and the group decided to come out here and just chat before getting in the car and heading back home. And Kenny just wanted to tell everybody, thank you so much for coming out and making my birthday so special. And she says, thank you, B, for, you know, suggesting this. Isaac's like, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of here with Marissa, though. I think that we probably should have stayed home. And they're not trying to be sticklers or anything like that, but they both have things that they're worried about. And I feel like Brooklyn's like, Isaac, relax. Your girl wanted to go out for her birthday and have fun. Can't you just support her on that? And Isaac's like, yeah, but, you know, things were going so well between me and her dad. And then also, like, I want to respect him. And she goes, my dad this, my dad that. Can y'all just chill about my dad? You and Marissa both. Just chill. It's fine. He's going to be okay. Like, he's not going to be upset. We're not going to get into an argument or anything. It's going to be fine. But me personally, y'all, I know how Kevin is. I know how he can be. And I 100%, look at her. She's like, at least we didn't get arrested. No. I personally know how Kevin can be and how I want him to be as a character, and he 100% is going to be upset about Kenny sneaking out. But guys, I am going to wrap up this episode here. I had so much fun with you all today, even though there were some parts that were just a little bit too chaotic for my liking. But before we go, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. I do feel like one of the adults woke up back home, but based on who it was will actually determine what happens to Kenny and the consequences she and her friends will face. Do you all think that Kevin, her dad, woke up? Do you think Dominic woke up? Do you think that Simone, her mom, woke up? Or do you think Ashley, her dad's fiance, woke up? Who do you think is awake at the house? And how are these kids going to get in trouble? How is it going to affect them when they come home late in the or early in the morning at 8 o'clock? But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to become a tugboat if you aren't one already. Next episode will be Kenny's graduation and also us getting ready to send her off to college. I'm currently working on her dorms and I cannot wait for you guys to see what they look like. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone.